Hey, Kristen here, and I am just creating this quick video to show what I am doing on Instagram. So here is my Nurse Kristen Instagram profile. And when you create your profile, you want to spend a lot of attention on actually creating this about section on your profile. You want it to really say who you are, what you're all about, and if you're creating this as a business profile and your goal is to maybe get customers or get somebody to sign up on your newsletter, your main goal with this profile is getting people to notice the link to your website. So if you go on edit profile here, here I have Nurse Kristen. Nurse Kristen Mock is my, handle or whatever it's called on Instagram. And here's where I put in my website, nursekristen.org. And this is where I put in my about section, about me. And I created this with my phone, so I was able to have these little plant signs here and these fingers pointing down. And the reason I have the fingers pointing down is so people see holistic nurse coach and podcaster, helping you reclaim your health with nutrition and self-care. Listen to stories of self-healing podcasts, and the fingers are pointing down so people will click on that link, and that will bring them to my Nurse Kristen website. If you're setting up a personal profile, I'll show you the difference. I have my personal profile on here, and what is going on? Here we go. Globetrotting Duo is my personal profile. And you see on my profile here, this is just about me and Adam. We're travelers, hikers, adventure seekers. We've been traveling since 2013. Live the life you love. I don't have a link in here. I used to at one time, but this is not a business profile. It's my personal profile. So back to Nurse Kristen. This is my business profile. So you set up your profile. That's the big thing there. And then you want to create posts. So what you do is on the bottom, you see where there's a plus sign in the middle. If you click on that, photo. I have this in, what did I do? Gallery. There we go. I was taking a photo of me. All right, so here's a photo that I have loaded that I'm actually planning to share next Monday that I saw today. So you find the photo that you want, and then you click Next to select it. This one isn't actually so good. Let's try one where I can actually show you how you can actually edit stuff. So here is just a picture of me and my bike. So if you click Next, you'll notice up on the top there is this little sun. And if you click on the sun, you can change the brightness. You can just change how the photo looks. And then you see where there's all these different filters. You could select, a different filter if you wanted it to look a certain way. There are different Instagram profiles where they obviously always use a certain filter because they just want that vibe on their profile. Or if you look on the bottom right, there's this edit button. And from there, you can do a whole lot. You can make it look sharper, you can make it warmer. If you play around in here, there's so much that you can do in here. So then when you have that done, you click Next. And then here is where you type your post. And you type what message you want to send to people that day. And I'm going to show you an example of a post that I did that actually got a lot of people to sign up for my newsletter and to listen to my next podcast. I created this image, and I'll show you how to create an image in a little bit. But this one, do you have lupus? And I told people about who my next podcast guest is going to be, and I told them that I was going to do a Q&A at the end of the show, and I asked people what questions they had for the doctor that they would like answered. So then people started asking me all these questions. You can see all these people who asked me questions. And one thing I always make sure to do is what you can do now on Instagram is if somebody asks you a question, you can like it. See how there's that red heart? You can just go next to it and, here, I'll like my own. There, you can like it. And if somebody asks a question or says something that's somewhat engaging, even if they just comment something nice, I go and I say thank you, because I want people to know that I'm paying attention and I want to take care of everybody who's taking the time to follow me and to listen to what I have to say. So then another thing I do is I put hashtags in. I put it as a comment so it's not actually in the post. I think hashtags aren't so pretty to look at, and so I don't want it in the actual post, and so I do it as a comment. So this one was about lupus, so I hashtagged autoimmune disease, lupus awareness, lupus warrior, lupus sucks, food is medicine, holistic health. I put in all these different hashtags, and when you go into Instagram and you want to figure out which hashtags to use, you can go online and search this yourself. There's a site called Iconosquare, and I haven't gone on there in a really long time, I'm going to be honest. But that helps you search hashtags, but you can just simply do hashtag, and then you want to do something about rheumatoid arthritis. So there, rheumatoid arthritis comes up because that's a really hard word to spell. Let me go back to lupus. Or let's just do health. So health. You type in health, and the top ones that come up are ones that I've used, but you could see healthy food has had 23 million posts. So you know that if you use that type of a hashtag, there are 23 other million people on Instagram who are also using that hashtag. And what people actually do on Instagram, I do this with my personal profile. If there is something that you're interested in, people will search that hashtag and just look at pictures. I totally, I'm not lying, on our Globetrotting Duo, my personal one, I will search hiking hashtags and biking hashtags just so I can see what people are doing. And if you want to, look up hashtags, like photos that people are sharing, if you go to this little magnifying glass, you click on that, and then in search, you can just type in health. And then you click on tags, and there you go. So if you click on health transformation, these are all posts that people have done with that hashtag. So that's just something to know. So then one thing I will do after I do a compelling post that I want a lot of people to see is I will follow people after I have made the post. So here is an example. Learn how this MD said goodbye lupus. So I wanted people to see this post because I told a story, and in the story, if you see, I put a call to action. I put a sentence in here that's making people want to take action. I told her story, and then at the end, I told people that they could learn about her story and hear what she had to say if they clicked the link in my bio. And I put the @NurseKristenMock there because when people read that, all they have to do is click on that link. It brings them to my profile. Here's the link in my bio. If they click on that, it takes them to my website. And right there, I have what they wanted. They want to get access to this podcast episode. So they will click on there. They will sign up for my newsletter so they can hear this doctor's story. So what I did after I created this specific post was I went to the search section where you can search stuff. Come on. Here we go. And I put in here lupus because this is a doctor talking about lupus. So I want this to get in front of people who might be interested in lupus. So I type in lupus, and I saw this thing here, Lupus.org, Lupus Foundation for America. I click on it. 24,000 people are following this page. So that's 24,000 people who are interested in lupus. They probably have lupus. They have a family member that has lupus. They love somebody who has lupus. So I click on its followers, and these are all people that might want to see your message. So what I went and did was I just click follow, and I follow these people. And the reason I do that is because they're going to get a notification that Nurse Kristen is now following them. And they might say, who is Nurse Kristen? And so they'll come and click on my profile, and they will see that picture, and they will see learn how this MD said goodbye lupus. So I do this when I do a compelling post that I really want people to see. You can't just sit on Instagram all day and follow people because it's spammy. And Instagram doesn't want to do that to its community. So if you sit there and do it, Instagram is going to limit the amount of people you can follow. I honestly don't know how many it is. I think it used to be like 100 in so much amount of time. I don't know what it is because I don't click follow that much to even have to figure it out. But just know, like, I mean, do that, but just don't go overboard. Don't sit there for 15 minutes doing that. So in doing that, I actually got a lot of people to sign up on my newsletter. So how did I create this image? Well, I took her picture from Facebook and she's given me permission to use it and I created that image, but I'll show you how I created this one. Do you have lupus? So if you wanted to create any image asking a question or a statement, here's where I go. I just go into Google and I do HD wallpapers. If you wanted something that's more nature, whatever, it's HD, high definition. So HD wallpapers. And here's all of these images that you can use. And so that day, I just wanted to use this one because I like to use images that don't have too much color, because if there's too much color and too much going on, it's going to be hard to read the text. So then I take a screenshot of it. Then I click crop. And Instagram likes squares. So I cropped it. And then I click save to gallery. So then here is one app that I use to make words on an image. Phonto, Phonto. I've used a lot of other photo editing apps for Instagram, and tell you the truth, a lot of them are technical and I just want things to be easy. So this is all I do. Load image from the device. Here is that picture. So here it is. Now I can write on it. Test. You can have it left aligned, center aligned, right aligned, and you can choose your font. There's all these different kinds of font. I would recommend not doing anything that's too like cursive-y and hard to read, because it's going to be hard for people to read. Just simple. So here we go, coming soon. And this one isn't even that bold, so I don't think it's that great of a font. But then you can adjust the size and make it big, whatever, put it where you want. So then, one thing I always make sure to do is if I create an image, I do on the bottom at Nurse Kristen Mock, because I created it. And if you create something that's cool, things kind of go viral on Instagram. And so if people share your content, this is just kind of a good way for you to advertise yourself. I try to make it kind of small so it's not taking it up. So then I just click this button for save. Then I go back over to Instagram, and there it is. You can post it. So then I click next, and I could post it. So that is how I create posts. I try to do 1 to 3 posts a day. I do these promotional posts like these 2 I showed you about lupus, but then I also do posts where it's me just sharing stuff. So here's one. I made sushi, and so I asked people what their favorite sushi ingredients are. And a lot of people, and I just used, I guess I did a lot of healthy eating hashtags. I'm really trying to build this account right now, so I'm using a lot of hashtags, but once it's bigger, I'm not going to use so many. But, so people just shared stuff with me, so I make sure to like it and respond. People like inspirational stuff, so I did a post, stop saying yes to shit you hate. I saw somebody post that, and I really like that because I think a lot of times we say yes too much. So then I did, just a nice post talking about my thoughts on saying yes to shit we hate. And people responded. People liked hearing that. So that's kind of what I do. I create stuff that I want to promote and mix it up with just lifestyle stuff. I think really you should have a ratio. You know, for every one promotional post you have, you should be doing like 6 or 8, you know, just lifestyle posts. I also do like a daily dose where I share my thoughts on stuff. I recently did one. I didn't post it on here yet. I will in a couple days because I've just done too much promotional stuff. But I recently did one that I shared on Facebook about my thoughts on a keto and paleo diet. But I'm just kind of I'm doing this like high starch diet right now, so I'm sharing my thoughts on that, and people are into it. So yeah, 1 to 3 posts a day. Make sure to use hashtags. If people are commenting, make sure to like their comments and respond. Engage with your audience so they know that you are a real person. And yeah, just make sure that you're mixing it up with inspirational, informational, educational stuff in between your promotional things. And really, the bottom line is to get people, you know, to know, like, and trust you, so they know you're somebody that they want to follow and that they want to see in their newsfeed every day. And hopefully, you know, they might want to click on your link to get on your newsletter to learn even more about what you are all about. So, I don't know. I think that's about it. If you guys have any more questions, just ask your question below this, and I will try to answer them. Bye.